Operation, and we have finance manager Hampstead with us to go over the information on this, and there are items in your packet. If you want to take a look at that as she goes through and explains, and if you have any questions, we'll entertain those. So
I can read what the homestead tax credit
Yeah.
is if you like, and,
Okay.
from this sheet, and basically, you're gonna discuss whether you wanna follow the county, which is lower theirs, or remain the same. So the homestead tax credit was established to help homeowners deal with large assessment increases on their principal residence. Maryland state law established the homestead property tax credit. The homestead credit limits the increase in taxable assessments each year to a fixed percentage. Every county and municipality in Maryland is required to limit taxable assessment increases to 10% or less each year. Recently, the Worcester County homestead tax credit was reduced to 0% from its previous, this says 2.0375%, it's actually 3%.
3%.
And it has been. So that change becomes effective July 1st, 2026. So in other words, homestead of Worcester County residents will have their property tax rate locked from 2026 onward after the Worcester County Commissioners voted this into effect, which I believe they did in October. We got a call about whether we were gonna follow the county or not stay with what we had.
Oh,
Which
okay.
you are at 3%.
3%, because you have a list of all the municipalities or in
Yes.
Worcester County and what they're at on that page.
Worcester
And,
County was at 3, right?
and we're at 3,
Yeah.
but other,
Pocomoke is at 10,
10,
and Berlin is
Berlin's
at
at
5. City is at 0. And but what I wanted to show too, a lot of the other listings there show the county. Because I think oftentimes, if you do not discuss this and put an ordinance in effect, you go with the county rate. So I don't know how often these are discussed in the municipalities. But I think I looked from 2018, the town has followed the county and it was at 3%. So I don't know what the county's decision is based on, except they had enough revenue to lower their homestead tax credit increase. The Maryland properties are reassessed every 3 years. And Snow Hills and this year will be reassessed. I think that I just printed out the constant yield tax rate certifications that show the credits.
So could you go over this example at the bottom with the homestead tax? Just so we understand exactly what will happen to,
So if your property is assessed at $100,000
okay,
and the new phased-in assessment for the first year is $120,000. An increase of 10% would result in an assessment of $110,000. That's, you cannot go any higher than the 10%. State of Maryland.
okay,
You would be right now at 3%. So 3% of the 100 would be $3,000. So you would have that property, you would be taxing that property at $103,000 versus $120,000. And it's the formula to get that credit also applies to people's income and different things that they're applying when they turn in their income taxes. Say historically, the town increased property taxes 2 years ago, but it's first time in over 20 years. The only way they could have been surviving is to be surviving on the increase in the assessments every year. And that eventually was not, it should be reviewed more often than that. So
And we were at 3% then,
we are at 3%.
right now.
Yes.
Okay. Questions from council? If you need her to go into more detail. Are you good?
Can we afford to go lower than 3%?
In my opinion, you know,
You spend all day saying the numbers, tell us. what you
not in my
got.
Well-
opinion. I think that the town struggles to provide services with the revenue that's available to them, that other municipalities have higher tax
Yeah,
bases.
yeah.
The town doesn't have it and trying to supply the same services. Up most of 10%, I was both taken aback by that.
Wow, I know.
You know, they need it. I believe that must be why they do it. When I suggest they increase, I can't say that at this point.
Berlin spot.
That's going this on a higher tax base. So,
Ocean City zero because they have like a
They have-
hospitality tax, they got a huge.
and
they got-
I think this is based on residential, that is
Yeah.
your home and they have everyone that isn't their home base to tax.
And Ocean Pines is considered part of Ocean City for them.
I don't see Ocean Pines on that list.
Ocean Pines is in a municipality, they're part of the town.
So they're gonna go zero.
Even though they have a police
Right.
department and all that, they're not.
That's all,
considered-
they're all employees of the HOA.
Okay, gotcha. So the council, I mean, we could raise the 3%.
Yes,
That's an option.
it
for
is
us.
an option.
Is there any setback or any problems with going higher?
I mean, you're getting ready to go into a budget.
I don't know.
I'm sitting here staring at the numbers with Ron. And with everything that's being discussed, no one wants to raise taxes.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure that you're gonna be able to continue to hold where you are. So it would seem to me to cut a homestead tax credit. And it doesn't go together. You have to either, I would not recommend going 0%.
No. All right.
Whether I would recommend increasing it this time. I don't even have a full. I just don't know how that's gonna look considering this year they're gonna reassess everything. They're gonna reassess, so you're gonna have, so you can revisit it next year after you have the assessments for these properties this
Yeah.
year.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's probably the homestead tax credit is for residents. And if property taxes need to increase and you maintain your homestead tax credit, I think that's helpful
Okay,
to the residents.
okay. That's what we're looking at. What is the most helpful to residents?
If you need to raise property taxes and you maintain the homestead tax credit at 3%, that's helpful to the position for the residents. 0% would be even more, but I don't think the town's in a position to do that. You know, once you've established a rate, I'm not sure how much money the county had to be able to do that. More than the town.
I did it, yeah. Yeah. Okay, Council personally, do you have any comments or questions on this?
Is your recommendation indirectly wait until next year?
No, I would recommend, you would have to process an ordinance to stay at the 3% because the county has lowered theirs to 0%. If you did nothing, you go with the county. If this wasn't put on the table, you would go with 0%. once you make this ordinance, you do not have to change it, but what I'm recommending is to not change it until at least next year to see what the assessed values of the properties are after they do that assessment round.
So I'm missing one piece. in my mind. When do we have the timeline? When do we have that?
You need to decide this, I think it's by March. I think it's by March.
When we usually have to determine our
We have
property
to tell
tax
the property
rates.
tax by then for the county. This is more, I think it's March, somewhere I remember seeing the documentation. I have it here. I think the county was delayed in their actual decision, so they are trying to, work their billing, because they're gonna bill and do the credits. March 25th.
March 25th. And we would have to, if we stayed at the 3, we would have to,
You have to do an
Ordinance?
ordinance, so it's pretty, you gotta do it now.
Yeah, you have to do
we gotta do it now if we're gonna have
You
it
got
ready for March.
first reading in January,
Yeah.
second reading in February.
Yeah.
These ordinances take,
They take a while. They take a while. First and second reading.
So this would go to 0% at the Worcester part,
Mhm.
and then Snow Hill
which
would stay
stay
at,
at 3. Unless you want to,
Raise it
yeah.
or lower it. Or raise it. Mhm. So are we in a consensus of anything at this time? You wanna stay at 3?
I would
Do you
prefer to
think-
stay at 3. That's fine.
Mr. Lake? Bruce? Mr. Blackie? What's your opinion?
stay where it is.
So, Attorney Howland, we're going to,
I'll draft an
draft an
ordinance.
ordinance. We can have it for the 13th.
Yeah. We'll work on getting it. It's on my to-do list.
I don't see, I have probably, I don't know what we could find on a historic document because it wasn't changed. So
Yes.
I can see where I'm talking to the state 3 years ago about history, and he told me 2018. It's as far back as he could go. But the town's gone county at 3%,
So we had never done an ordinance.
probably not.
That's right, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Do you want to go with this constant yield?
Oh, that's
Well,
what's coming.
this is what's
This is
coming.
part of your budget, and this is a lot of your general fund revenue. It's the only revenue for property taxes. And you can see, I wanted to give you these because you can see the homestead tax credit has increased because of the values of the properties have increased. You can see the gross assessment real property tax base. This is the last 4 years.
This is the last 4? Oh, yeah, I see. Okay.
So during the budget process, this comes out February 14th. I try to get him to give me an estimate before then. So you have some type of documented estimation of what your property taxes are going, your revenue is going to be. I don't have the calculations on here. But before the town increased its tax rate, you can see, I think the 0.9375 went into effect for fiscal year 24. It was at 0.86 for over 20 years. The only way the town was getting any general fund revenue from those property taxes was based on the increase in value of the properties. And unfortunately, that is not enough to provide services. It's just not. In the process, you had kind of bills come in, so you had more property there.
Okay. Any questions from council on constant yield tax rate for 2022?
I just want that also shows the homestead tax credit that is being
Yes.
deducted from your revenue. And that is the assessed value. Those are the assessed values of the properties that have claimed homestead tax credits, residents that live there. And this year, so this says 2024, fiscal year 25. There, I think it's the round is starting now, where the state is starting to reassess all properties in the Snow Hill area. So I don't know that will show when we get this February.
Oh,
I'm not sure. I'd have to look at that. Whether it's. Maybe it does.
okay. That's good to know. It's good to see.
Yeah,
from
I'm
year to
always
year to
looking
year.
for this document.
Yeah.
I'm always waiting for this document.
All right. Any other questions? Good. Okay, thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Check that.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good. Now,
I would think they're gonna stay. Can I go? Sure. Thank you.
okay, referring back to the agenda, we have an update on Purnell Museum reorganization and future activities. Director Busco, would you want to come up?
Yes.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for giving me a few minutes to fill you in on the museum. We've had a lot going on. Just wanted to assure everybody what was happening at the museum,
Yes,
so you can see
thank
where we're
you.
going, what our direction is and how we're
Okay.
moving forward.
All right.
We did close on the 21st. We were open for a few months and that gave us a lot of time to really sit down and look at what needs to be done there. Take a hard look at what needs to happen and how things need to change and how we can be transparent and move forward with everything that needs to happen. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna read all my notes to you, so that way I won't forget anything.
Okay.
We are excited about the future and committed to making the museum a vibrant part of Snow Hill's cultural life. Over the past few months, we've been hard at work developing a clear action plan to strengthen the museum and ensure its long-term success. Our focus is on moving forward, building the museum's rich history while creating new opportunities for learning and engagement. While we're closed the next few months, we will reopen in March, on March 9. We are looking at refreshing the museum. This is an extensive and ongoing process that cannot be completed in just several months. It will likely take us years to fully reach our goals. The museum is in need of a deep cleaning, organization, fresh exhibits, updated signage, and much more. We are actively seeking funds to paint and refresh exhibit spaces. This work is critical to restoring order and creating a welcoming environment for visitors, and it will require sustained effort and community support. We are going to be working on our collections database. We were left without the museum's collection database, and we are working to reclaim what we can and recatalog every item. This process will take us most likely 1 to 3 years, but it requires documentation, and many of the items that are there require preservation further than what they've received already. We have many new board members who are bringing fresh energy and ideas to guide us into the future. We are going to be reviewing and updating our bylaws to incorporate new oversight and accountability measures. That will start next week.
Okay.
We are in the process of starting a strategic plan. We're working on a strategic 5-year plan for the museum. This is going to address collections management, exhibition development, educational programming, community engagement, and financial sustainability to ensure that the museum thrives for years to come. We are planning rotating exhibits to keep the experience exciting for visitors and showcase different aspects of local history and culture. We are developing programs for schools, field trips, and community groups to make the museum a hub for learning. We look forward to bringing back beloved events like the Fiber Festival and introducing new activities that celebrate our heritage and creativity. We understand the importance of transparency and trust. So to ensure strong financial stewardship, the museum is going to be undergoing an annual audit conducted by the town with an accountant group from the outside. We are receiving ongoing financial review, which will be provided by both the town and the Friends of the Julia A. Fennell Museum. We have initiated a financial restart, including new bank accounts to ensure proper oversight and accountability. We have received recently, our good standing has been reestablished with the state of Maryland. And we have so far, in the 3 months that we were open, we've raised approximately $2,000 in grant donations, admissions. And this will go a long way in helping us. We were able to purchase the program we needed to get started, to redo our collection. We've just sort of lost everything, and there's lots of needs, but we've had many wonderful people that were generous and donated to us or came to visit us. We're very proud of that. We can't do this alone. We do have a call of action. We invite you, our community, to be part of this exciting new chapter, and you can help us by visiting the museum. Like I said, we're currently closed for planning and restoration until March 9th. This closure is part of our strategic plan to reorganize, clean, and refresh the museum so that when we reopen, you'll experience a space that reflects the pride and history of Snow Hill. After March 9th, we'll be open daily, and we can't wait to welcome everyone back. We need volunteers. We need volunteers that can help with events, assist with exhibits, and serve as guides when the museum is open. We need support. We need memberships. Memberships start at $25 a year and include free admission and discount at events. And donations. Donations of any size make a difference. So if you're not a member, please consider joining and helping us to rebuild. You can join us online, follow our social media on Facebook. We're in the process of adapting to different, adding additional social media platforms, and we're hoping to add a website to keep people informed and engaged. You can help us the most sharing our events and spreading the word about us when we do reopen. Refreshing the museum is an exhaustive multi-year effort. The museum was left in complete disarray, and restoring it requires a lot from us. This is not a quick fix, and it's going to take time, resources, and ongoing community support to make it shine again. So please understand and bear with us while we go through this in the next few years. Our goal is simple. We want to see the community return to the museum and feel proud of what it represents. Together, we can make the museum a cornerstone of our community once again. Thank you.
Great. Sounds, it's good. And we do have our assistant director, Teron, and we also have a board member, Chase Phillips, with us. Yeah, it's good. You're here. Council, you want to ask any questions?
I have a question for you, but I have already put the word out for you to Dr. Green. I just needed to get the reopen date, and I told him I would let him know and give him your information to reach out to you for student volunteers.
Oh, great.
We really need that.
I got a question
Okay.
for the mayor and council. If we know anybody that is within the schools that can help us with maybe designing some events, anybody that's in the schools, maybe like council is in the school that helps with events, that would be very helpful. I think the biggest thing that we can do is get the museum connected with the school
Yes.
and get kids involved.
Okay.
More involved to make
Yes.
make the experience more fun. Make it more fun and exciting for the kids. This is going to bring more traffic to the rest.
Well, it is. It brings the families, and it just brings everybody
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, I'm in the process of looking over past memberships. So there are many members that there's a lot, hundreds of members that we've had in the past. And hopefully gonna get the opportunity to reach out to them to get them back on.
Yes, so you do have that, you have the. list
Yes, we
of-
do have
Yeah.
the list. So that was one thing that we have left.
That you have left.
The list,
Okay.
the list.
And also, I want to talk at the board meeting, I talked to the team about it briefly with, Chase is here, that's good. I want to design some type of feedback, nothing too big, but I think if we, the community's feedback, to see what is the expectations.
What's what's working, what's
It
not
was working, what they like, what do you want to see that's different? It could be something as small as just an exhibit, it could be something as big as, I don't know, the core, anything. Any type of feedback is gonna be helpful, because we want to make it a place that people want to come and visit as well. And then getting involved more into the, Snow Hill, event that we currently have for Fridays.
Yeah, we want to be more involved.
Back into all of that, so we're gonna go over it, we're, right now, we're doing everything.
We're brainstorming, yes,
We're-
we're getting already on it.
We have lots of ideas, we're gonna bring it to fruition, but it is gonna take time, like we said. But I think once we get that in place, then we'll see reoccurring, years, year to year. And we'll see more traffic and coming to, hopefully,
I agree.
then out of Snow Hill.
Right, we have some trust building
Yeah.
to do, which is not on us, but it is on us, and so we are working, we want to make sure that happens, and whether it's our community, our funders, whatever it is, our grantees, we want everyone to feel good about what we're doing and be excited about this, we are.
We wanna bring the excitement back to,
Yes.
Oyster Park.
And I feel such an energy that's happening in this. It's as a community center place, yes, for all of us and our children and our families. And to, remember our heritage and our history.
Yes,
So,
and our history, yes,
Yeah.
and we've got a lot of good things, I think, we have this new, we have the program back, just the basics, we have to, to get our collection back. The nice thing is that can go online and the schools can use it, the high school, they're doing research and, they can go and access our database and look at our collection and find pieces and find the top, we've got a lot of possibilities. Really exciting.
it is.
It will be.
Yes. Council?
I would be interested in working with you and Jerron in terms of fundraising.
Wonderful.
If you set up for him sometime that we can get together, just put it in your hat and
That would be great.
I'll come there and we can sit down and brainstorm.
We would appreciate that. Thank you for that.
And you are scheduling and planning some like fundraising events.
We have something that will start happening in January. We're gonna have some of our very generous community members have donated some time and effort to let us borrow their homes and to have some hors d'oeuvres and maybe cocktails. We'll start this in late January. We have 4 right now that we've just got to do some further planning on them, but Jim Washington will be providing food and drinks, and we can get a tour of the restored home and the stories about their home. I think they'll make for fun evenings, and that'll sort of help kick us off and get us started so that we can get some work done at the museum.
Okay.
And more will be coming forward. We have a board meeting next week, so once that happens,
When is that?
next Wednesday, I'm sorry.
Next
Next
Wednesday?
Wednesday is when we talked about it.
And what time?
It is 5 o'clock.
5. Okay, any other comments from council? All right, thank you so much, appreciate it. Okay, next on the agenda is a report on the proposed Maryland Citizens Academy from Mayor's Roundtable Chair, Mimi Sustovic, and we also have Tom Davis, member, Neva Allen, and also Chase Phillips. If any of you would like to come up also, you can come right up to the table and talk with us also, or you can stay where you are. It's up to you, okay? And if you feel that you would like to give additional information as we're discussing this, please chime in.
Yeah. Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to come in front of you this evening. Stone Hill. We know that it was founded in the 1600s. It was named as a royal port for England. And out of our port here in town came rum, sugar, cypress, lumber, and iron. Very typical of what we have in the communities and some of our manufacturers of that. As we turn towards the revolution, and the reason why we're celebrating 250 years, I think it's important that we talk about the committees of correspondence. I don't know if you've heard of that before, but in the state of Maryland, Maryland was one of the committees that dealt with the revolution, and it was patriots asking people and communities to come together and to work on finding a way for freedom. They wanted to make sure that there was vital communication, there was channels to spread news. There was a committee in Pocono, there was a committee in here in Snow Hill. There was one in Cambridge. And one of the big events that they dealt with was when Peggy Stewart, the ship in Chestertown, was the first one to do the Tea Act. And Boston got their idea from that, from the committee of correspondence. So it involved ordinary citizens. It involved local leaders. There was a group of 72, which I just found this out today, which I thought was interesting, Acadians that were brought out of Canada but by the British that settled here in Snow Hill. They would later move on to Louisiana. But these were all people that was able to help debate, express ideas about liberty and government. So thanks to the mayor, we had the Mayor's Round Table. She brought a committee of citizens here in town together. And so far we've dealt with some juvenile issues with the police officers, with the police, with scooters in town, with safety on the roads, crosswalks, those types of things. And we thought, where do we want to go next? So I was able to obtain a grant, with help with the grant writer here in town, for $1,000 from the Commission 250. And we thought one of the things that involved was a Citizens Academy. The Academy is to improve government performance and policy with citizen engagement. We want to build community trust, social cohesion, encourage broader civil agreement. We plan to hold, according to the grant, 2 academies, one beginning in February and another in the fall, where we would teach new and old people about what they can garner from the town. One of our discussions at our last meeting was we found that some things that older, like when I bought a house here in Snow Hill, I got information from our realtor about what I needed to do with the historic commission, what I needed to, how I did this, how to do that. That doesn't seem to be taking place now today. So that's something that we want to bring realtors back in and hopefully get some of them to participate in the academy to make sure that when people know that they have to go to front of the historic commission to do things. So we're looking at planning and zoning, police and fire, public safety, how the budget works, how these city meetings work, how you can attend. We want to bring the schools in. We have 4 schools, including the tech center, that, you know, grandparents can come in, but older people who want to volunteer could volunteer at schools. I'm sure Mr. Bevilacqua, the principal of the tech center, would enjoy. There were tradespeople that could help them. Those are all the things we'd like to do within the academy. It'll be once a week for about an hour. We want people to attend to town meetings so they see what happens here at the town, get to know you, especially new people, younger people. And the one thing I ask of you as councilmen is we would like you to think about, are there some people in your district that could help us grow? To attend. New people. People you know that just moved into the community. People that would spread the news. We want to do some field trips, take them out to the firehouse, see what that does. Take them down to the water plant. Of course, you hear an awful lot of complaints about water and what's going on there and stuff. So we want to immerse them to begin the discussion and get them to participate in this. So right now, we're still in the planning phase as far as applications, but I will get those to you when I have them. We'll do them both by paper and by online. So that, you know, people who don't have the ability with computers, if there's older people in the community, we'll have both ways so that they can start. So if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
So the application you're talking about is for the academy.
It's for the academy.
Now, what is the time that this academy will occur?
It will probably be in the evening, like 6 to 7 o'clock. We have picked a day. That's how we're finalizing all of that within the next 2 weeks. Anything else?
Any other questions? In council? Anything you want to add, the members of the?
Yeah.
She did a pretty good job. Okay. Okay, all right.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
We appreciate it. And we'll keep everybody updated.
Okay, sure.
What we're doing. All right. Next on the agenda, comments from the public.
I have a question.
Yes, okay.
Okay, the old elementary.
Do you wanna stand up and just
Okay.
give your name and
Everybody can hear.
so everybody can hear and put a mic.
Okay,
Yeah, did you sign up, Tom?
sure. No, I did. I just got it.
You just got it late. He needs to sign up. Just give your address and tell us who you are.
Okay, my name is Tom Davidson. I live at 202 West Martin Street. And I just have a question. At the old elementary school, in front of it, I've noticed the last 2 months, maybe even a little longer. Portions of those trees are rotting, they're falling apart. So who's responsible for those, the housing center there for the town?
Mr. Pollock, do you know, or?
The old
Mr.
elementary
Dan?
school, now, what is that?
That's where that housing development is.
Brookhaven.
Yeah,
Brook-
Brookhaven.
Nick
Oh, okay.
Hagler, yeah. What's it
Yeah.
called? Manor?
Yeah, no, I know where you mean.
Pleasant Manor.
Pleasant Manor.
There it is.
Pleasant Manor.
So that's on Route 12, then,
Yes.
which is a state
Yeah.
road.
Mhm.
I think the trees are beyond.
They're
They're
on
on
private
the
property?
Well, they're on the street side of the sidewalk.
Sure. Could be in the state right away, in which case we would talk to the state highway administration about that.
Cause I've seen a one up there and they just kind of pick at it. But I'm afraid, that some of those limbs, they
Sure.
might fall in the middle of the road sometimes, there's a car going down there.
Let me talk with Randy and we'll give a call to the state highway engineer.
Yeah.
See how we can work on that.
But I just thought I'd bring it to your attention.
I appreciate it. We'll do that in the morning.
No
Mr.
problem.
Brandewee, did you have he also would like to comment on?
Yeah, we do have a state forester, Greg, trying to remember his last name, Gessaman possibly.
Easement.
He is available if you have complaints about streets, trees and or trees that may have been altered, possibly in a poor way, to have him or have you call him and he can respond to some of these complaints.
He works for the town.
He's DNR, the
Oh,
state
DNR.
forester for our area, but he's available to look at some of these complaints.
I think his name, is it Greg Giesman, I think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Geisman?
Giesman.
Yeah. Well,
He grew up here.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know his father. His father's in charge of Chattanooga.
Yes, his father, yes.
Well, now, would he also be in charge of, when you come up to intersections and there's overgrown bushes or trees that are make it hard to see at intersections?
That would probably be me.
Yeah, that would be.
No problem. Thank you
Okay,
very much.
all right, thank you. Chase Phillips.
Chase Phillips, 116 Ironshire Street, town of Snow Hill. Just a quick comment. I was at the planning commission meeting last night, and there was an opportunity for public comment. I don't know if, where the rules and procedure, the status of that, but I am a strong believer we should have public comment at every single planning commission meeting, so.
Okay, any comments on that?
The planning commission is authorized by, the state to adopt their own rules of procedure.
Okay,
The current rules of procedure leave it to the discretion of the commission to allow them on occasion, depending on the topic or whatnot. The current practice is that it is not a regular feature of their agendas, whereas the charter requires the mayor and council to include public comment at every meeting that they have. That's not required of the planning commission. And so that would be a proposal to send to them and ask them to consider that at one of their meetings.
Chase, you may, as you follow up, Dan, and with Tony on this,
right.
that has been raised, that is in writing, so it's not a new issue. You may remind them that that this matter has been brought to them and we concur with it, because basically what it says.
Right, and I figured that was the case. So it's essentially the discretion of the chairman on a case by case.
Well, the commission, it's a commission decision.
Right,
So, yeah, they would be the proper group to make that request.
right. Collectively, we'll vote on their own.
If your suggestion was to make that a regular feature of the agenda as they are with the mayor and council meetings, then that would be up to them.
So it would be appropriate to reach out to the commissioners directly.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thanks so
Okay,
much. I
thank you.
appreciate the time.
Okay, thanks. Okay, all right, now on the agenda, we have, we will be, looking at section E, boards and commissions discussion. And I need a vote to convene in closed session to consider personnel matters, to discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over whom this public body has jurisdiction. So do I have a motion to convene in closed session?
I'll make a motion to convene in closed session.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the motion is carried. All right, we're back in open session. Closed session was held on January 6th, 2026. That began at 5:43 p.m. and was held at Worcester County Government Center, Boardroom, Room 1102, 1 West Market Street, Snow Hill, Maryland, 21863. Purpose of the closed session was to discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over whom this public body has jurisdiction. Any other personnel matter that affects one or more specific individuals under general provision articles 3-305B, number 1. Members who voted to meet in closed session include Councilmember Lee, Councilmember Fletcher, and Councilmember Lumpkins. All in attendance for the closed session were Mayor Simpson, Councilmember Fletcher, Councilmember Lee, Councilmember Lumpkins, Town Attorney Maureen Howard, Town Manager Rick Pollock, Police Chief McGee, and Administrative Coordinator Candace Ringenary. The topics actually discussed were individuals being commented for or recommended for appointment to Town of Snow Hill boards and commissions, Councilmember Lumpkins made a motion to adjourn and Councilmember Fletcher seconded the motion and the closed session ended at 6:30 PM. All were in favor of adjournment. Okay, announcements by council members. Councilperson Fletcher, you have anything you want to add? Councilperson Lumpkins?
No, I think.
Councilperson Lee? No? I just want to let you, council know that it's budget time. We're starting to have meetings a little earlier this year, from all the departments. And if you want to check with your liaisons and see what they're, working on and you can bring any of their concerns, also to the table. And I think it's February the 11th. We have to send a letter to the county commissioners from the town.
Yes.
So it's, it's speeding up and coming quickly. Also that we have a public hearing on the selling of the firehouse, February 13th at 5:30. And then we'll have our, right here, and then we'll have our regular meeting at 7. Okay. All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Still have a second?
So.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Before you get up, could I ask one thing? As you know, we have a table for